I'm so delighted that we've had the chance to interview you because you and I know something, but lots of people do not know this thing. And listening to you talk today, we share such histories, and it's that thing where, the freelance director who then became a single parent and went, oh, that won't work. Education, brilliant. I've accidentally stumbled into tertiary education. How does that work? Well, how do you merge this? That kind of academic, the thinkers that really, we really want to think about how to do it, and making it is our thinking on the floor.
Yes.
And as you said, more than once in that interview, it's often what's not out in the performance. It's all those other things that are happening, which often happen within that training environment or within that place where you're really thinking about how it works. And I'm in this very fortunate position where I did get the tenured job.
Yes.
I know I'm lucky all the time. I talk a lot about how rare that is, and how important it is that women are in those jobs. And every time I want to leave, either because I feel overwhelmed about being something called a queer academic and knowing that feels like an oxymoron, and that how do you retain queerness within that kind of institutional thing,
within the hierarchy.
But each time I understand that I've got to stay in and go higher up the hierarchy, as you talked about, to try to implement structural change. But I would not be in this position. I absolutely would not be in this position without the other Alison next to me, because I really struggled in the early days of my PhD, as many people do, but I really was, on the verge of going, I can't do this, and I actually feel rather stupid in this environment, and it wasn't very healthy. And one day I ran into Alison, and she volunteered to do that mentorship you've just talked about, to be my feral supervisor. Now, feral is a word that's come up for me a lot now. I think about feral pedagogies.
Yeah.
And so I met with Alison, and she kept me in. And what's more, she told me about the ADSA conference, which nobody had mentioned to me. Nobody had mentioned it. And I was so excited about having accidentally discovered phenomenology.
And you won the prize for best paper.
But
yes.
I literally would not have been there. I would not have a career. I would not have had somebody say to me, oh, you can actually write. You're not doing this practices research thing because you can't write. You can.
Again, prejudices.
Yes, really deep
Yes.
prejudices. In fact, the advice at that point was, oh, you can write. Drop this practices research thing. Nobody will ever take you seriously. Well, of course, every academic job I've ever had is because I did practices research and because I retained, as we know, at enormous cost, but trying to be a practitioner
and I didn't
and
get
an
to
academic.
talk all about that on the
Yeah,
tape
no, but
today,
it's a
but certainly
lot
the
there.
fight, the battle to get practice as research accepted into the
That's
Australian
right.
university system was a long and hard one. But
Which I'm also a beneficiary of.
well, to the extent that we're still not all battling, in the forward pocket of while the forces of evil come upon us.
So I would like on record to say thank you. My legacy letter is to Alison Richards for, I'm sure, untold moments for so many women. And I'm just lucky enough to be one of them. But I'm infinitely grateful.
Thank you,
I'm
Alison.
where I am for those moments.
Well, thank you. Because I have to say, you don't always get thanked. So it's really, I appreciate that.
I do talk about it, but it's really lovely to put it on a formal record.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes. That's beautiful.